18-year-old exotic dancer Micheline Bernardini models the first bikini, named after the United States nuclear bomb testing at Bikini Atoll 1946. Heart transplant patient George DeBoard looking at his old, diseased heart, Houston, Texas, 1968. Roberto Galeazzi against the backdrop of a rigid deep-sea suit he created, 1935, Italy. During World War I, the Belgian military used dogs to transport cannons. A man milks a cow into a cat's mouth. Public burning of icons by the Society of Atheists, 1927 to 1929, Moscow region. Slogans: for a new life. We are against religion. Horses and men at war, women plowing on their own. France, 1917. African Americans, 1911, Seattle. This is the Parade of All Nations, in which Italians, Chinese, Indians, etc. were also represented. Ava Gardner in a chair on the set of the film Mogambo, 1953. Demonstration of a breed of bees without stingers, United States, 1939. Venice, 1940. In Europe, leading into World War II. A man loses his umbrella on a windy, snowy day, 1962. Smoke break at a bridge construction site in Auckland, New Zealand, 1950. Freddie Mercury. Girls putting on spring shoes, England, 1935. Photo booth shot of a mixed couple, 1950s. Circus trailer, 1941. Fashion show Brussels, 1957. Hitler, on holiday in Obersalzberg, signing autographs to young boys. The remains of the royal family in Yekaterinburg, 1998. Here's a little girl giving her dolls haircuts in a completely not terrifying at all way. Three chimpanzees on a bicycle. Operation Baby Lift was a mass evacuation of children from South Vietnam to the United States and other Western countries at the end of the Vietnam War. In April 1975, over 3,300 infants and children were airlifted. Ice skating on the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in 1930. The Statue of Liberty during restoration in 1984 to 86, New York. Ibolia Chak, a Hungarian Jew who won the gold medal at the women's high jump in the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, Nazi Germany. The glories of the most famous pin-up Miss Betty Brosmer in the 1950s. Elizabeth Taylor with her son Michael, photographed by Corinne Marchetti, 1954. Israeli family in a sealed room wearing gas masks during the 1991 Gulf War. During this conflict, Iraq fired dozens of Scud missiles at Israel, leading to widespread fear of chemical weapon use. A Chessington Circus trapeze artist with her 20-month-old daughter, 1954. Aviator Harriet Quimby, Queen of the Air, first woman to fly the English Channel, died weeks later in a flying accident, Dover, England, April 1912. A traffic warden poses with fashion show participants, Great Britain, September 1967. Training of GDR paratroopers, 1980. A cavalryman of the workers and peasants, Red Army in a suit for protection against chemical weapons, 1934. Dwight Eisenhower's teleprompter, 1952, United States. Martin L. King Jr., along with his father, Martin L. King Sr., and his son Martin L. King III, 1960. On October 21, 1966, two brothers pelted Lyndon Johnson's limousine with paint-filled balloons during a state visit to Australia. They were protesting the Vietnam War. Capture of an escaped polar bear in Bergen, Norway, 1953. Demonstration of a device for safe smoking in bed, 1950s. Pin-up queen and Playboy star Betty Page and a cheetah, United States, 1954. A downed airplane gets stuck in the branches near Brussels, 1915. The photo shows soldiers climbing up the trunk to help the pilot. West Berliners waving to relatives over the Berlin Wall. Christmas Day, 1961. A bride and her bridesmaids in peak early 1970s wedding style. David Bowie visited Singapore, 1983. Brad Pitt, 1977. (1937). Dr. Thornwell Jacobs is preparing items to be included in a huge time capsule he founded, titled The Crypt of Civilization. The time capsule is still buried as we speak, and will not be opened until the year 8113. Teddy bears near the helicopter. Kamchatka region, 1962. Captain Drew P. Parks, in an F-94C jet 25,000 feet above the ground, throws a kitten into the air as an experiment to show that any living, breathing organism can feel comfortable in a state of weightlessness. United States. February 1958. Raising the flag at morning formation at a women's camp of the Reich Labor Service. Baden, Third Reich, 1940. This photo displays a July 1950 protest against hoarding, led by the Transport Workers Union. Essentially, their goal was for greedy people to stop buying in excess, leading to higher prices. Hillary Clinton as a congressional intern. Summer 1968. Adolf Hitler and Joseph Goebbels sign autographs for members of the Canadian figure skating team at the Winter Olympic Games, Germany, 1936. Celebrating New Year's Eve in Times Square in New York City, 1938. Underground nuclear explosion. United States, October 22, 1964. Group photograph of the Surrealists, 1924. Salvador Dali and Gala, Paul Eluard, Philippe Soupol, René Crevel, Robert Denos, and others. Miss Jane Easton in the 1950s. Living Christmas Tree, 1971. Iggy Pop recording at the Hit Factory in 1969. Johnny Cash flipping off, 1969. Morgan Freeman in 1954. When nylon stockings were in short supply, women painted them on their legs to create the effect of stockings. 1941. London Tube Station being used as a bomb shelter during Nazi bombings in the United Kingdom. 1940. Trenches to shelter the population in case of a Soviet air raid. Finland, autumn, 1939. The ladies of Crazy Horse more than half a century ago. In this 1961 snapshot from the Cleopatra movie set, Elizabeth Taylor is sitting on her then-husband Eddie Fisher's lap. In 1921, over 80,000 people attended heavyweight championship boxing match between Georges Carpentier and Jack Dempsey. New Year's Eve at Sammy's Bar in 1943. Paulina Poriskova, 1987. Marilyn Monroe at the beach in California, 1948. Stanford University students Sergey Brin and Larry Page founded Google in 1998. A man sells goldfish in bags of water tied to tree branches. Beirut, Lebanon, 1983. Ava Gardner in black satin dress and gloves as femme fatale Kitty Collins in The Killers, 1946. We all know Babe Ruth as the greatest baseball player of all time. This photo shows a boy standing over Babe Ruth's open coffin at his funeral in 1948, sobbing. In his right hand, you'll notice he's holding a baseball. The Beatles, Dallas, 1964. Molotov and German Foreign Minister J. von Ribbentrop inspect the guard at Anhalter Station in Berlin, November 13, 1940. Germans with trophy French dogs, September 1, 1915. Marlene Dietrich serving on the front lines in World War II, entertaining troops and fighting Nazis, 1942-45. Photo session, Berlin, 1920. Ozzy Osbourne on a weekend in France with his daughter Amy, 1984. The Romanian army goes over to the side of the protesters, 1989. Theodore Roosevelt and Candido Rondon stand at the newly christened Rio Roosevelt during their perilous expedition through the Amazon rainforest. 1914. A small dog sits proudly on the seat of an Indian 4 motorcycle in Michigan during the 1930s. The goggles give him a cheeky look, as if he is ready for a ride. Fidel Castro holds future Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in his arms, 1976. An advertisement for new customers of a telephone company in England. A man rides a bicycle, and his stroller is a giant telephone, 1930. Fashionable Victorian ladies, 19th century. The hand gesture means shame, shame. A man in a beer company advertising suit, Australia, 1900s. Surgical trainees observe coronary artery bypass graft surgery performed by cardiac surgeon Denton Cooley, 1970s, United States. Negotiations between Piggy and Kermit, 1988, Moscow. In 1988, participants in the Sesame Street program visited Moscow, where they met with participants in the Good Night Kids program. A boy spies on a film being shown in a video salon located on the bus. Magadan, 1994. VIP observers on the patio of the Officers Beach Club on Perry Island are illuminated by the explosion of an 81-kiloton bomb, part of Operation Greenhouse, April 8, 1951. A resident of Prague explains to a Soviet soldier that they do not need international help, Czechoslovakia, 1968. Moulin Rouge Garden, Le Jardin de Paris, opened 1889. Exercises in the kitchen of the NKVD Sanatorium, Evpatoria, 1930s. Kiss one of the photos without makeup, 1983. A wreath made from car parts on Frunze's grave. Ryan Reynolds while a kid in BC in the 1980s. Advertising for gas stations in Turkey in the 1960s. Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev laughing while rubbing the stomach of an American farmer during a state visit to the United States, Iowa, 1959. New Year's Eve in the dressing room of a German theater, 1911. A rabbit used to check for leaks at a sarin production plant. Rocky Mountain Arsenal, Colorado, United States, March 20, 1970. Natalie Wood after the cake fight scene, 1965. Boeing 221, a Momo male passenger plane in flight, United States, 1930s. The human taxi, before cars in 19th century Mexico. Ernest Hemingway with his pets. Snowman made by students of the police academy Schutzpolizei in Maragowo-Sensburg, 1920s. Trickshot champion Bob Giese, a police officer from York, Pennsylvania, shoots away a cigarette smoking his wife during a demonstration of his shooting skills. 1948. TV presenter Rolf Harris at London Zoo, 1960s. Motorcycle reaction test, United States, 1960s. Home Secretary William Churchill on Sydney Street during an operation to capture Latvian anarchists, London, United Kingdom, 1911. Adolf Hitler bowing to the King of Italy, Victor Emmanuel III, Rome, 1938. Elton John rocks Los Angeles, October 1975. Miss America, 1968, Deborah Dean Barnes from Kansas, September 7th, 1968, Atlantic City. Sports Festival in Czechoslovakia, 1926. Monica Bellucci, still from a photo shoot for the Italian magazine King, February 1992. Schiller, Goethe, and Hitler in one photo. The Unsinkable Harry Houdini, United States, 1912. Jewish men and women forced to scrub the streets to remove political slogans that were critical of Germany's annexation of Austria, Vienna, mid-1930s. The American Winter Jeep, soldiers of the 644th Ordnance Depot using one of the cars which has been fitted with a plastic teardrop enclosure complete with wipers, spotlight, and screen defroster, 1945. Dutch Sentries, 1939. This man wears a mustache that could pass as a credential. World's first ever kill cam, circa 1971. Child seat on a bicycle, Amsterdam, Netherlands, 1925. Man in a woman's dress, England, 1895. This is Audrey Munson, often called America's first supermodel, pictured in the early 1900s.